Hello. Welcome to the
You
episode.
need to talk into the
No,
microphone.
it's funny when I don't.
No, you need to talk into the microphone. Like no one can hear you.
It's funny.
It's not funny.
It's not funny. Welcome to Tunes Podcast.
I'm Bo.
I'm Brandon. I'm very close to the mic now. Is this better, Bo? That I'm right on top of the mic?
You do you,
Is it
man.
making you feel some kind of way? That's a weird sound.
That is a weird sound.
Because there's air and also the sound. Yeah. So what do we do here besides go insane?
We answer a question a week now.
Yeah, let's do that. That's fun. We'll save it for the end.
Oh my god. I dug it. It just took up a long time.
Who cares?
I care.
Well, you don't listen to this podcast, so it doesn't
I
matter.
do listen to this. I do listen to this podcast. It is one of my must listens.
When I'm like, I got nothing else, let me go back.
No, it's
Because also it's been far enough away, I think, at this point.
it's on my feed as far as like I have a playlist is like listen to first, and it's right now that feed has 75
Nice.
668 podcasts in it, but they're all like the music business one, the new music business.
So can we talk about how maybe like 6 months ago or so, maybe not even, I don't know, the iPhone, iOS, whatever, like changed the way that the setup is of the podcast app.
Sure.
And it's super annoying now. I dislike it. There's
Is
too
it?
much. There's too much happening. It used to just kind of give you them all like, here they are. Here's all the ones. But now there's like other crap. And
like in your listen now, like it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you. Yeah,
there's just too much going on.
You go to your library.
Yeah, but that should just be the default.
Well, it's
like
not.
you can go to latest episodes. Yeah, but like I got to hit like 3 buttons to get there.
Yeah.
I just want that. And then I have like, so you've sent me different episodes. Okay.
Can I talk about my new phone?
Yeah. So like you've sent me different episodes, and then there's like a whole section underneath like up next that's like shared with you, and I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need that to be there.
Oh, like episodes that I share
And
with
then
you.
there's like, you might
delete
like,
that.
and then
you
there's
can
other
delete
stuff.
those.
I can?
You can delete those. I discovered that today because you had sent me. And I'm like, why? I listened to this. Why is
Yeah.
it still here? And
How do I get rid of that?
I think it's like you either hold it down or you swipe it.
Swiping is not working. I can do see all.
No, like you go to the thing.
Stop it. All right, I'll have to figure that out. But I did figure out though. Remember, like
5G Ultra.
weeks ago, I was talking about how I pulled up or I opened up the music app. Like I don't use Apple Music, but I opened up the music app because we were talking about on the show. I was like, oh, I definitely have that. I think it was Ellie Goulding. I was like, I definitely have that one song by her on Apple Music because that's what I used to listen to before I had Spotify. And I went to like check what it was. And then ever since then, every time I get in my car, it starts to play just random things from my Apple Music library.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't listen to this. I want my podcast app to be the first thing that opens up, or Spotify or whatever. And it kept doing it. And I was trying to figure out a way to make it not do that. Because I was like, yeah, you know how like apps can go to sleep if you don't use them for a long time?
Yes.
And I was like, there should be a way to make it do that. There is. It's called offloading. And I finally figured out how to do it.
Cool.
You have to go like into the settings of the app and whatever. But I made it do it. And now it doesn't play anymore. And I'm super excited. So, what do we actually do here?
We talk about two tunes.
Great, let's do it. Who's first? Me?
Yes.
Yes.
Whoever was last week.
So me. Got some. You like jazz?
Do you like jazz, kids?
Yeah. How would you say this person's name, Bo? You're the resident expert of butchering people's names.
Sergey.
Ooh,
What?
go ahead.
Did I get it right or wrong?
I think wrong, but go ahead.
Sh-
Sergey is probably like the right way to say it, like in the old country or whatever, but like Americanized Serge. I'm pretty sure it'd be
Serge.
Maybe Sergey. I hadn't thought about that
think
actually.
it's Sergey.
I mean, probably
Like-
originally yes.
Is it Are they Spanish?
No, I don't believe so. I don't know what they're.
And then
Roots
like,
would
and
be-
then
I feel like it's Eastern European. Chaloff.
Chaloff.
So the way I say it is Serge Chaloff, but I'm not
Where are they
actually sure.
from? They were born in Boston
Yeah, but I feel like their parents were probably not born
in
in Boston.
1923. I think
Yeah.
it's Sergey.
Maybe.
Sergey.
Well, maybe it was either way. Serge. Chaloff.
The son of a pianist and composer, Julian.
Yeah.
Whatever last
Julius.
name. Julius, you're right.
Born of Russian parentage. So there's the Sergei thing.
Yeah.
Perhaps. I feel like Sergei usually has an I at the end of it, though.
Sergei?
Yeah. Sergei. Like all the hockey players I know that are named Sergei. Like, so then maybe this is like Serga. But again, I feel like it would be like Serge. Like Americanized.
Serge.
Yeah. Like Serge Tankian, though. Like from, no, he's Armenian, but what's that band?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. What is that band called? System of a Down. Anyway, Serge Chaloff, that's what I'm saying. Barry sax player, baritone saxophonist, originally from Boston.
Are you ready? Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. Wait, no, that's that.
Is it going to pronounce it?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
It's Serge.
Yeah. Anyway, great Barry sax player. I am a Barry sax player myself. Not as active as I'd like to be, but that's kind of been my main axe for a long time. So I'm always like interested in hearing, good Barry sax players.
My question is, why aren't you playing more ska?
On the podcast or in life?
In life, man.
Why
aren't you picking it up?
I've never played any ska.
You need to play more ska.
I should. That'd be fun. Anyway, Serge, great Barry player. He was only active as a professional for about 20 years. He ended up passing away when he was pretty young.
How did he die?
Car accident, I want to say.
Okay.
No, spinal cancer. Yikes.
Wow.
Ended up getting sick. Anyway, great Barry player. Kind of, I think, in the general jazz world, not as known. But, from saxophone players and Barry players especially, kind of like really revered and respected. He's got an interesting sound because he plays up in the upper register quite a bit, which when you think Barry sax, you think like, oh yeah, you got the low notes and stuff. And like in a big band setting, yeah, for sure. You're the big cat, playing the low notes. But in a solo setting, you're going to play maybe more mid-range and upper range with occasional, jumps down. But I guess he got started on tenor. And so that tenor sound kind of like leached into, I guess, his Barry playing a little bit. Like some people said, like he almost sounds more like a tenor player. He just happens to be playing this bigger instrument. It's almost to me like when I hear Trombone Shorty play trumpet, he sounds like a trombone player playing trumpet. Okay. Like it's just that different sound quality and stuff you'd expect from one. It just happens to be on this other thing. So, but yeah, this is off of his album, which is really great. It's called Blue Serge. It's got a great cover too, like it's really classic, like jazz album cover. It's the first track off of it's called A Handful of Stars. I don't know if he wrote the tune. I don't think so. I think it was written by other folks and is kind of become, I don't know, a jazz standard, but maybe like a really, really, really lesser known one. Because like as I pull up A Handful of Stars, some of the top hits are Glenn Miller, Serge, Nat King Cole, Stan Getz, so jazz people, but again, not like super, super well known, but yeah, it's just a good tune. Shows off his playing really well.
So what do you think I'm looking up right now? So people at home, I'm at a computer.
That's what Bo's always on the computer. That's why he's often silent.
I'm looking up other stuff. So normally it's like, hey, I'm doing research as we do it. So what do you think I'm looking up right now? Because he keeps saying Serge.
You're looking up the drink.
I am looking up the drink. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
So
Serge.
When I was in college, I referenced this last week, I guess. I worked at the YMCA. I was a summer camp counselor. And one of the trips we would do each year was to Little Buffalo State Park, to the pool that they had there, because that's really all there is to do there is the pool. And in their, what's it called? Concession stand. They had Serge. And like in 2004, 2005, 2006, it was like the only place you could get Serge because it just didn't exist anywhere else. And so we were always excited every year when we went. Me and a couple of the other counselors were like, oh my God, we can get Serge. So
you can get it at Burger King?
Now?
You can get it at Burger King.
Really?
You can get it at Burger King.
All right, fair enough. All right, let's listen to Handful of Stars.
Out of stock at Walmart.
Great.
What was Serge's catchphrase?
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't either. Sound like this. Twice the caffeine.
Just the tenderness of those low notes when he drops down too.
So here's the thing. I've never listened to saxophone enough to like really distinguish the difference.
The timbre and stuff, yeah.
So if I did, like I wouldn't, like, well, which one is this? I'd just be like, oh, it's an alto, because that's whatever, right?
Default.
But obviously I can see that it's lower notes.
Yeah.
So it's like,
but even the range is low. Like, he's playing in the upper range.
Yeah.
But compared to the upper range of a tenor, certainly compared to the upper range of an alto, it's way low. It's octaves lower, you know? But to me, there's like a beefiness to the higher end of this, because it's the bari sax is a big saxophone. Do you know what I mean? So like, even when you're up high, it's like hearing a bass singer who's usually down here, like singing up here. Like there's like a weight to it, and like I don't know, beefiness is the meatiness or something is the word I'm coming up with. But
I'm now reminded of the tomato talk.
Sure, I saw beefsteak tomatoes at the store the other day. Like this little like halftime.
Yeah. So you know how like when we listen to this stuff and we talk over top of it, like so hip hop, like we don't want to talk over top of, or like things that are like lyrical centric, we don't want to talk over.
Jazz improv's kind of the same way.
Is it? I
to me it is, because like,
I mean, I feel bad.
That's
like,
where all his stuff, like you got the melody, but like this is where he's really speaking to us. Not even showing off, just like he's saying all the things he's come to say on this tune.
I guess I need to listen to it more, but it doesn't.
Bass solos is where you talk. That's the joke. Talk over the bass solo. There's a Far Side comic about that too, where they're interrogating somebody, and they're like, "Now we'll get him to talk." Brought in a bass soloist or something.
But I brought in Adam Neely.
Yeah.
Like I listen to this and I'm like, okay, cool. But most ambient, or not ambient, I mean, yes, ambient, but ambient music or instrumental music that's like the chord progression is pretty simple. Like it is. I'm trying to think.
It's probably an AABA,
like
32 bars, like the American Songbook form.
Yeah, where
like this is the B section.
I dig it, and if I'm like, it doesn't focus my ear as much as other things.
Okay.
But I'm like trying now. But then he's not even playing right now.
Yeah, but the piano's taking solo.
Yes, I totally get that. But like I'm drawn to this piano solo, and I was talking over top of the.
Now it's bass solo.
Now it's time to talk. I love the bass solos because like whenever bass solos happen, everything just kind of disappears and gets quiet.
If you listen, it sounds like the drummer's playing on the stand of the hi-hat, maybe, or like at the very edge of the cymbal.
No, he's eating dinner. he's cutting up a steak rhythmically.
Piano player usually goes up higher to comp as well, just to get out of even mid-range. Like 100%. You just want to get out of the way.
I love that type of stuff of like how you.
Oh, it's almost like the orchestration of it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Like, well, I'm going to get up here because like he's going to be taking all that stuff down there.
Yeah.
So
it's one of the challenges we have in like working with big bands is when you have guitar and piano is like, how do you both comp?
Well, the piano can cover like a giant range of stuff.
But traditionally piano sits right around the middle and whatever. Yeah. It's also like if you go with big band in particular, if you kind of follow like the Count Basie, Freddie Green thing, Freddie Green is just like chunking quarter notes, almost more like, so he's like acting more like the bassist. Now they're trading.
So I'm kind of thinking of where if the piano is sitting right around middle C, where that is on the guitar. So that's like
shred. I like you can hear the keys too. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't know where you'd sit exactly. Like where I would want to sit is kind of like in that same range. It's really close now.
Yeah. Oh, turn around.
He's like whispering.
Do you want to turn around this?
Yeah. So what do you turn around? Come on, man.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I like that.
Yeah, those low notes just jump out at you because like he's
spending
so much
high up.
Yeah, he's up there like so much, and then like that you can do that. And I guess you kind of have to be in that world of like listening to saxophone and all of them to kind of understand where everything kind of lives.
Yeah.
Because like I don't not expect those to happen.
Uh-huh.
But if I listen to more, I'd be like, oh yeah, okay. Oh, now I get it. Oh, he's living up here.
But even like the leaping from like the extreme upper range to not like the extreme lower range, but the lower, like jumping down 2 octaves is kind of not expected in general. Anything. So it really like pops out when he does that those couple times. But yeah, just a great player. He played with some big names and stuff. He was part of the Woody Herman band that became like known as like the Four Brothers band. There was like a famous tune they did called Four Brothers. He was one of them. And then he did some work with like Count Basie, like in an octet, like a small setting, and then had these, I think it was like 3 albums he did as a leader. And this is kind of like the biggest one. But yeah, it's a name that I've sort of heard like over the years, and then I just like a couple months ago was like, you know what, diving in, gonna listen to some Serge, and I just really like this album a whole lot. So yeah, any other thoughts?
Just that this is a very contrasted episode.
Yes, musically very very quite different. Yeah.
So, are you ready to not be super chill and relaxed?
Ready to rock.
And this song in general, so we're just gonna dive into it unless you got any more to say.
Nope. Let's go for it.
We're going on to the Silverstein side of things. Lead Singer Syndrome is the podcast that the lead singer Shane Told does. Here's my question, and you can't answer me this at all.
Okay.
Like, Shane's the singer, but I don't think he always sings, and I don't think he always writes. Because I don't think he
Silverstein, I don't listen and have not listened to much Silverstein. Every time I hear them, I'm like, this is good. I should listen to more of this. And then I just don't for whatever reason.
I mean, I listen to Shane Told's podcast every week, and I'm like, maybe I should listen to more of Silverstein.
Yeah. Do you know what I really like? And I haven't gone back to it in a few years. He did like a 3-track EP of his like solo thing called River Oaks.
Yeah.
Which actually, there's been a song of that I've loved for a while that I should just play on this podcast. But yeah, like listening to the River Oaks stuff and then listening to this, I'm like, I don't know which one you are on here, Shane.
Yeah, like I know his voice, but I don't think he sings on this. But he doesn't sing all of this, and I don't know if he's singing other parts, and I just don't know. Also, I don't know if he wrote the lyrics because like Apple Music has like it gives credits, but I don't know if it gives you all of the credits. And
so who is it credited to?
Paul Mark Russo.
Paul Mark Gosselaar. Mark Paul Gosselaar.
Yeah, but Paul Mark Russo is the newest member of Silverstein.
Okay.
And it seems like when he joined the band, he just started to like write everything.
Okay. Is he from some other band, I assume?
He was like their guitar tech for a really long time.
Oh, okay.
And then they the old guitar player left, and then he's like, hey, you know us and you're good, so you're moving on up. Yeah. You're part of the band. And like his name is on almost every single song.
Gotcha.
Like Shane's not on every single song, but this guy is. So what I do know about this song, and it's not the single of this. It wasn't a single of this record, unless it like just came out.
I mean, it's the version you sent me is a single.
Okay, cool. I don't know if there's what order they released, but I know that like they did it. It's Over as a single in November, and then Ultraviolet in February, and then if they did release this as a single. It just came out as a single right before the record, which came out May 6th.
Yep.
And I was like, I should just listen to this new record. So I listened to all the way through. And then this wasn't like the first choice. It wasn't going to be the first choice, but then they talked about it on Lead Singer Syndrome the week after it came out.
Yeah.
And like, this is 2 songs that are smushed together. Like, they had 2 songs that were about like a minute and a half. Or maybe like they were shorter songs. They didn't feel like it was a full song, and they decided, how about like the lyrical meaning kind of means the same thing, so why don't we like smush them together?
Actually, maybe this isn't a single.
Yeah, what's up now? You're just thinking of other things.
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
I just thought it was
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is off of their 10th album, 10th studio album. Yep. So this song is called "The Altar / Mary," so they call it "Altar Mary." It's off of Misery Made Me, and it sounds nothing like what we just listened to.
Correct.
Especially at the beginning. But also, it's like, it really feels like it's like 3 songs.
Okay,
because they're not like, oh, it's smoothly transitioned. No, some songs like just jump in. Like, I was listening to it, and then I accidentally fast forwarded, and it's like not even that long, like just like two lyrical lines forward, and I'm like, oh, that's a huge jump. But when you actually listen to it, it's like, okay, it's a little bit smoother, but still, it's like, what are you doing? So, anyways, here it is.
I'm feeling ready.
So that is Shane who's singing, screaming.
Okay.
Which I don't really have any idea what this is about. Which I don't think the beginning of it is the best part.
Okay.
Like it's just in your face, and like you can see the kids.
So that line right there, I have to like listen more to get all of the lyrics, but that line about like at the base of the ivory tower, like bodies line up.
Yeah.
And then that this part is the altar. I'm assuming it's like worshiping at the altar of like government, big business.
Yeah.
Something that's just actually killing people and not giving them anything, you know?
And then I don't know who the singer is here. That is not Shane. And I don't know if we're into the Mary part.
I think the Mary part is very obvious when that comes up, personally.
Okay. But I like the...
Yeah.
Like, I need to get better guitar. Because, like, I could probably do this, but I just don't take the time to, like, try to figure this out. Yeah. I'm a good chord. The way he says right, just...
Yeah.
Right? It just...
This is more like Santanez or whatever, like that section. It's more... Yeah. It almost reminds me of, like, A Day to Remember, like one of those kind of bands where they, like, very much have, like... They're heavy, but they definitely have, like, pop influence in what they do.
Yeah. Like, the chord progression is pretty predictable.
Yeah, it's just straightforward, yeah.
Like, but, like, that's kind of odd, but, like, in this genre, it's not.
Yeah.
And then that's 216, 217.
Yeah.
And yet,
like, this is Mary.
Yeah.
Or sorry.
Yeah, Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I like is, as those chords are coming in, that it's affecting the vocals.
Yeah.
Like, that's where the harmony is in those. So you have that, what's it called? The instrument.
The saw wave.
Well, no, like the vocal thing. It's not a talk box, but it's
just like vocoder.
Yes, vocoder.
Auto tune, kind of.
It's a vocoder type of thing.
Yeah,
because like they're playing that chord, and that's what the harmony is.
Okay.
And that's Shane again. So I don't know who that middle voice is.
Maybe it's Mark Paul.
It might be
Paul Mark.
Paul Mark. PMR. They don't call him that.
When I searched his name, Mark Paul Gosselaar came up.
Of course.
I also spelled Mark incorrectly, so I think that was part of it.
Which this is so weird.
Yeah.
And like, if you consider Silverstein a punk rock band, this doesn't give you that.
I wonder why they chose to put these two as one track. I mean, obviously to them it goes together in some way. Like, I'd have to like look at the lyrics more or like something, or listen to it more.
There were 2 short songs that they didn't want to expand.
Oh, he said this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shane said this on Lead Singer Syndrome.
Sure.
2 short songs that they didn't want to expand on, but then they looked at them and they're like, they're kind of the same meaning behind it.
Okay. No, I get that.
So, yeah.
But you could also just do like, they could be 2 separate tracks.
Well, the first one could probably be that. The second thing would be more of like,
it's so short.
It's really short.
Like, I don't know.
I think that's too short.
But also,
for a song.
I buy it together. Like, I'm not making an argument either way. I might sound like it, but I just am like,
yeah,
that's an interesting thing that you know, if you were in that band or whatever, you'd have to decide like how you're gonna present it.
Yep.
So, we got time for a question, a listener question
from the same person.
So, yeah,
from last week.
No one else is asking questions.
I mean, Christian asked.
What did Christian ask?
Oh my goodness, Christian's 10 questions.
Oh, he sent 10. Did everybody send 10? Did we tell people to send 10?
We told people to send 10 questions.
Oh, I don't remember that.
And
I don't remember anything. But
oh my god, this is not good. Sorry, Christian, yours weren't as good as Ms. Bell. Here, you know what?
So for those that listen out of order, last week the question we answered was like, "What is your favorite podcast?" And we said, "Here's 50 each." So what's this?
Yeah, his questions. I'm not gonna.
You don't care for them.
I'm sorry, Christian.
Step up your question game.
Yeah,
Christian.
like ask real questions.
Your name sounds like a question if I pronounce it wrong, so maybe that's why your questions are wrong. I don't know. I'm just
all right. This one, like, I don't know the answer.
Okay.
To. I mean, I think I do, but
this
we can
is
discuss
Christian's
it.
one of Christian's?
No. This is a misspelled question.
Okay.
Who brought up the idea for the podcast and who got it rolling?
Bo and Bo.
Did I? Is it me?
I think so.
Is it all me? I definitely probably asked you, we should do a podcast.
Oh, for sure.
Because I probably say that to like a lot of people.
Well, you've said several things to me that we should do, like let's record this or let's do this or whatever. And
we should. We just need to. I have a lot of ideas. Sure. I just need somebody to motivate me or be like, all right, we're doing it now.
Yeah,
it's like, all right,
for sure.
I'm there.
The podcast thing was for sure your idea. I don't know that you had the idea.
It was just like, let's do a
podcast. And I was like, yes, I like this. And then I guess between the two of us came up with kind of what it would be. Mm-hmm. This is going back now like a year and a half or whatever. So it would have been like fall of 2020 or like late summer of 2020 or whatever when we started discussing it. Because we recorded the first one like in October, I think, of 2020.
Yeah.
And then we released January of 2021 was when the first episode like officially came out. But
I wonder if I can go back into like my texts.
If it was text
could.
or we talked about it on the phone or whatever. But so it was Bo's idea to like
it's all my idea
to do it, and then it was both of our idea to like make it happen. The name, I think I talked about this way long ago, came from a former student of mine, Allie. I posted on Instagram or I think we both did, like on our stories, like, hey, we got a podcast, here's the basic premise. Mm-hmm. What do we call it? And she came up with 2 tunes, which is great. It's like so simple, but also it gets the point across. And then you're the one, you do all the technical stuff and everything. I literally just show up and like spout nonsense. Yeah. And then you do all the other stuff. So I think it was also you're like, all right, I got the setup here and we're going to do this and this is how we're going to record and whatever. So yeah, mostly you.
It's all me, man.
This is my whole thing though. I've had this conversation a lot recently in different things. I'm not good on the creative side from like the get-go. Mm-hmm. But if I have if somebody presents some things or presents,
2 cents.
I'm better. Yeah, it's also the same way I say like I'm not a good composer, I don't think, but I'm a pretty good arranger.
Okay.
Give me not even like the meat and potatoes. Give me like even like a rough outline or something, and now I can come in and do some things. So like, I'm not going to write the TV show, but I'll do some punch up on the script. If that kind of makes sense too.
Yeah,
like that's kind of where I'm at. And I've done that in like marching band or like indoor drumline and stuff or like musical and whatever. Like I can't come up with the stuff initially, but give me some stuff. So same thing. Like you were like, oh, let's do a podcast. I'm assuming either you said or we both kind of said, well, we're going to talk about music in some way. And then I was kind of like, oh, what if we like share some music or whatever? Like talk about music and whatever.
I'm seriously scrolling back through.
You're a mad
But
man.
here's the problem. I'm to September of last year.
Oh, good God.
Yeah. While you were talking, I've been doing it.
That's amazing. So yeah, that's kind of it. What's another question that they had?
Oh, but then I'm gonna lose my place. All right. Oh, actually, you know what? This is a good one.
Okay.
Number 4 here isn't good because it's like
for the record, people, I'm not telling you that your questions
I'm
are
judging
good or bad.
all these questions.
What's the?
I feel okay because I know them.
The joke I make like with my students,
Yeah.
like when they're like, "This is a stupid question." Like, there's no stupid questions, just stupid people who ask questions. not even my line and whatever.
It's kind of like there's no small parts, just small actors.
Small actors, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Who or what? That doesn't make any sense. Who or what was the first show or concert you went to, and what was the most memorable part?
Okay, so the first like actual concert I remember going to, I was in 7th grade. It was my friend Dave's birthday. We had a sleepover at his house, and we went to see Audio Adrenaline and the Supertones at. Was Giant Center open or was it still Hershey Park Arena? It feels like probably Hershey Park Arena. The most memorable thing from that show, besides seeing, I was most excited about the Supertones. I hadn't really listened to a lot of Audio Adrenaline at that point, but I loved the Supertones. I still like the Supertones. Do you know the Supertones?
I do not.
Christian ska band?
Obviously, the ska band.
Yeah. But anyway, they were like, I think they were kind of like co-headliners, but it was really like Audio Adrenaline show. But the most memorable thing to me was we had floor seats, and the lead singer of Audio Adrenaline walked out during the one song, stepped on seats, walked up to like the 7th row or whatever that we were in, walked down our row towards where me and my friends were, and used my shoulder to help himself get down to the ground so he could then like walk around the floor.
He touched me.
But that's the most memorable thing. And also I still have the posters that I got at that concert of both of those bands. I should get those in frames, or at least the Supertones one. Cause again, Audio Adrenaline, they're cool. Weren't one of my favorites, but yeah. How about you?
So first off, is that the first concert you ever went to? Or
I
is
don't
that the
know.
first one that you
I don't know.
remember?
I mean, 7th grade, what am I, 12? It was like 95. So like maybe I'm sure I probably saw something like on a smaller scale before that.
Okay.
But that was probably the first like big time whatever. Because I don't think I had gone to see like I definitely didn't see like Kenny G or anything when I was younger. Like that's as much as he's whatever, he's probably the reason I started playing saxophone.
Okay.
Just because like my mom listened to him a bunch and I like saxophone and whatever, like based on him and some other people of that ilk. But I didn't go see him when I was like a kid or anything. So, but that's like the first one I can remember.
All right.
Yeah.
So mine, I know what it was. I don't know which one was which though, and I'll explain this.
Okay.
So,
Is it Hall and or Oates?
No. So if you were on tour in any band, really, like you kind of like you hit Cleveland, you hit Pittsburgh,
Sure.
right? Like those are like 2 dates, and those dates are going to be like the next day,
Thursday
right?
and Friday, yeah.
or it might be like a week later, or like depending on the band, right? Like, but like they're going to be close together.
Yeah.
So one of my 2 first shows, both of them were the Moody Blues.
Okay.
One was in Cleveland.
They were just
2
of them were just interviewed on WTF, by the way. You should maybe check that out. I didn't listen to it yet.
I'm not a Beatles or a Moody Blues fan, but my mom is.
Okay, sure.
So it was me and her, and we went to see the Moody Blues, and we went to both shows.
Oh, okay.
She was part of the fan club.
Can you name some Moody Blues songs? I got like Nights in White Satin. And I think that's it.
Well, here's the thing. Like, there's an album like that album is just like a day in the life or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So like Nights in White Satin is like near the end of that record. Plus, Nights in White Satin is totally a marching band song. Like, especially in the 90s.
Okay.
Like, I believe that our marching band did that.
Okay.
And Christian can probably answer this as well because he probably played it. But Nights in White Satin, it's a thing. There's something about Tuesday, like Tuesday afternoon or something.
Days
like that.
of Future Past, by the way.
Yeah, that's the record, and it's like it's all
the
about
London Festival Orchestra.
Yeah, but we went there. I remember sitting close up because my mom was part of the fan club. We had candles, right? Because like they, that's before they had cell phones with flashlights. And they would be like, we're going to do like, we're going to give you candles because like, it'll be really cool to like have lighters up in the air, right?
Yeah.
Create that atmosphere. And I forget which show it was, but my mom's car broke down. And then we had to like go with a friend to a hotel. And this is,
by the way, I'm just like looking up their best of, and I know none of these.
Really?
Songs. I bet I do, but just not by name.
Yeah.
Like I can't look at Your Wildest Dreams and start singing it. No clue. But again, I'm sure that I'm certainly the only one I can think of. Nights in White Satin.
Yes. Never reaching the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that band, Moody Blues, car broke down. Had to go stay at a hotel for a little bit.
There you go.
And we were only like 2 hours from home.
Yeah.
It's my first concert.
That's cool. What's the first concert that you like that you went to? Like
that I can remember?
You're like, I'm Bo, I'm going to this concert. Not my mom took me, or not like that concert that I went to was like, this was for my buddy's birthday.
Yeah.
Like 4 of us got to go or whatever.
Is probably it's like
a rock show like in your local venue or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I remember going to this venue, what was it? Continental Records or something. I don't even know. It was just like a warehouse in Erie. And the most fun I ever had at a show was this show where it was Spring-Heeled Jack.
Okay.
They're a ska band. It was such a great time.
Yeah.
Like, it was awesome. And like, I had played shows, like I was playing shows at that time with like my, with my best friend, in our little local, I mean, it was that venue, but also what was weird about that venue is like, they kept moving the stage.
Okay.
Like, it was in one corner one week, and then it was on another corner the next week. And they like behind this, no, maybe it was IQ Records. I don't know. It's just like a bunch of stuff. Like just going to like it was after I had discovered punk rock. So after was it Survival of the Fattest?
Yeah.
That comp.
That's like the third one, maybe second or third one.
I think it's the second one.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely the second or third one, because the first one is like fat music for
fat people.
Yeah, which I didn't get that one. But then I got like
that might have been like that one. They might have been on the third or fourth one, but I got that one after I got like the third one or something.
So, Jay, the guitar player for The Code, best friend, he's like, "Yeah, you won't like this," and I'm like, "Okay." And then I listened to it. And I'm like, "This is awesome."
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't I like this?
Nice.
Like, and that's why he doesn't know what I like, which is everything. I like all music.
Yeah. My first show that I can remember being like, I'm going to this. I want to go to this. It was actually at my church, my old church when I was in middle school and high school. Actually, mostly middle school. So I think maybe this was in like 8th or 9th grade. We hosted a band called Goaty Hook, who's like a Christian punk rock band.
Okay.
They were on Tooth and Nail and stuff. And they played a show in our church, and it was pretty cool. But that was like one of the first ones I remember, like, yes, I'm going to this thing. Again, it was like at my church, so it wasn't like that big a deal, but it felt kind of like probably like one of the shows that you went to, just because it was like a makeshift stage, and it was like quite literally like in our assembly hall or whatever it was called, like where we would have youth group and stuff. So it was super fun. It was also definitely my first punk experience live. So, yeah. Cool. Thanks for the questions.
Spring healed Jack.
There you go. Christian, apparently you need to step up your question game. So
you do.
But yeah, this is fun. Just talk about some other stuff. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye,
this was 75.
This is 75.
Sweet. That's a cool.
It's a good
milestone.
Number. Yeah. It is, man. 25. By the end of the year, we'll be at 100 by the end of the year because that's how time works.
It's wild though. So yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for interacting in any ways possible. Going on the Discord, talk about some stuff, share some stuff.
Subscribe,
like,
review.
Review. Yeah, that's super helpful.
5 stars,
preferably. Share and post and things on social media. You know, if we talk about a favorite band of yours or like you just discovered a song from us, tell people about it. So that'd be cool.
We check the Discord regularly.
I get notifications on my phone all the time.
Why do you? Okay.
Because otherwise I won't see them and I won't check it.
Okay.
So
anyways. Oh, never mind. We'll see you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.